Hey Beth, welcome to my room. Let's crack some jokes. So I did 2 knock-knock jokes that I thought were really funny. So I'll start with this one. Who's there? Aardvark. Aardvark who? Aardvark, 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles. And what I got from this is that a child needs to understand that these words are phonemically similar. I'd walk and aardvark. If they don't have that understanding that they sound similar but that they're not the same in a way that they kind of rhyme, aardvark, I'd walk, then they won't really understand the joke. It just won't piece in together. They also, if they have the understanding of what an aardvark is, it might make it a little bit difficult for them to understand. So I wrote here that they have to understand the concept of a question follows an answer in a conversation. So here he's asking a question, who's there, and expecting the response, aardvark. Aardvark who? Aardvark, 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles. They also have to have some type of grammatical knowledge, understanding that aardvark is not actually the word that would be used to say the answer. It's actually an animal replacing the words I'd walk. And that goes the same for this knock-knock joke, which is under F, fajita. And I think that the age group that they would understand this joke would probably be like 2nd and 3rd grade. They really need to understand, have an understanding that aardvark has the same rhyme as I'd walk, and that's why it's funny, because that word can replace that sound. The next one was a joke about fajitas that I thought was funny too. Who's there? Fajita. Fajita who? Fajita, another thing that I'm going to be sick. So if I eata. And I noticed that a lot of these words like chunk and phrase to make sense of the question. So fajita, if I eata, if I eata, another thing I'm going to be sick. So the same thing, they need to understand that the words are phonemically similar, have similar phonemes, but don't mean the same word. And for that same reason, I would say they'd probably have to be in like 2nd or 3rd grade to understand this, because it does take a little bit to understand that concept that the word may look a certain way but sound similar as well. The next one was part of the quick simple riddles, and it's a riddle about a skunk. So let me go there. Quick and simple. I'm trying to find where I got that. All right, it's right here. Did you hear the story about the skunk? Never mind, it stinks. I really like this joke because, one, the child has to show that they know how to message repair, because it's not very clear here what the story of the skunk is, and they have to understand that skunks stink in a way, so they have to put those two pieces together, that the skunk does stink. So that's why he's not telling the story, because it doesn't matter, because the story isn't a good one anyways. The story about the skunk isn't a good one anyway. So they're doing that comparison between the skunk and the good or bad story. I also talked about vocabulary knowledge. You have to know what a skunk is, and the fact that part of its characteristics is that it is stinky sometimes. And same goes for that one for the joke about 7. It said, how can you make 7 even? Take away the letter S. So in this case, the child has to have the understanding that when you remove that S, it creates another word, and that's part of having grammatical knowledge. So them understanding that 7 and even are 2 words, and when you take out that S, you get the word even. So for them to understand that joke, I would probably say they'd have to be at least 2nd grade to understand that joke. And then let's see these bedtime jokes that I have here for Doctor.
Can I come in?
I'm doing a video. Do you want to hear a joke? This is my niece Sophia. Say hi. If you want to be in the video, you gotta say hi.
Hi.
This is my teacher, Beth. Let's see if we can find it. Takes a little bit of time to find my jokes. I probably should have had them ready, huh? See if I can find bedtime jokes. Found it. And the joke was, "Doctor, doctor, I haven't slept for days. Why not? Because I sleep at night." So I said that do you understand why that joke is saying that? Doctor, doctor, I haven't slept for days. Why not? Because I sleep at night. What's the joke there?
Because you don't sleep in the morning?
You sleep at night. So there's a great example of my niece. I think then a first grader would be able to understand this joke because they have the understanding of a sequence of events. You wake up in the morning and you sleep at night. So they would have to understand that. Coherence, right? We talked about that in the chapter. Coherence. You'd also have to understand what dialect means. The fact that he's asking the doctor a question and the doctor is responding back. And that goes with all these jokes. There's dialect in a lot of them, like the knock knock joke and this joke here with the doctor. So the child has to have an understanding that a question leads to a response. And then that is it. So yeah, so I would say for the first question, for the first one I did, I think about 2nd to 3rd grade, depending on the type of vocabulary you're trying to use. And then that goes for joke 1 and 2. For joke 3, I think they have to have grammatical knowledge. So I would say about 2nd grade as well. Bedtime jokes, the one about the doctor, I would say that even a 1st grader knows. I think a kindergartner would understand that as well, the concept of sleeping during the night and waking up during the day. You tired? And yeah, all right, say bye. Bye. Thank you.